There's about 2 to 3 fairy thoughts. Making a full circle around us this moment. Like a white light, full circle. You ready?
Hey, folks!
Hi!
Welcome to GhostÉire Channel. My name is Anthony Kerrigan, and this is
Jessica Murphy. Hello!
Hope we're coming live. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Hope you're keeping well there. Paul, hope you're keeping well there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Sorry, now we had a few issues there. I don't think we're on Instagram live there at the moment there, but we'll going live here through Facebook. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome. We celebrated our 15-year anniversary yesterday. We established in 2009. I'd like to thank members of the team and people for following us the past few years. It's been a marvelous. It's been over about probably 18 months since our last live show, GhostÉire Channel. So this is season 4. Everyone's welcome. If you feel free to comment. You can watch us on our website on press the red button, the GhostÉire Channel. You'll automatically go to the live feed, and you also can see past shows and what's coming up on the future day. You can watch this show on here there as well.
Yeah.
And then Shin. Also, we have also on this feed, you can leave your comments. Tonight's subjects are going to be Eileen J. Garrett. Also, we're going to be doing a tarot and oracle card reading with Jessica. And I think Jessica's going to do me instead because we're waiting for Derek. I don't know if Derek's going to come on. Just having trouble to get him. And then at the latter part of the show, we're going to be doing a moral principles of paranormal TV shows. So if you have any comments, feel free to share. And you can also, if you have any comments, go to our website, tap on www.ghostére.net, go to the contact page, fill in the blanks. If you have a private message, just put in brackets, private message. Also, if you are affiliated with any paranormal team or tourist attraction, feel free to name the group and the organization, and we'll give a shout out to you. Just put it in brackets and we'll give a shout out to you there. Jen says we're all good. Just say hello. Hi, Mary. Mary Kate. Hope you're keeping well there. Not too far away there. We're in amongst the region. I think you are there anyway. We're all based in Kerry now, you know. So how are you feeling, Jessica?
Good. I was gonna say, like, during your the intro, that's the first time I've seen it like up to date, I should say, and I'm like smiling the whole time. I don't know if you can see me, but I was like, oh my gosh, it's so
I
cool.
thought I'd give you that name, you know. The reason with the intro for there, folks, is that we give ourselves kind of categories of people that have been mysteriously murdered and all that. So I think Jessica was poisoned and I was run over in the car.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. No, I'm feeling good, excited to be here. You know, it's, as you know, it's like getting back into the swing of things when, you know, you take a little bit of a hiatus, and obviously we've been busy with other things, so I haven't really been in too deep. And yeah, I'm always happy to be back in this kind of realm. So
ready and rearing to go there, you know. So I think that's about it. So we're going to talk about our first topic, which is going to be Eileen J. Garrett. And she was a famous medium and parapsychologist there. I'm just going to get a photo up. Bear with me now. It's been a year and a half. So I have to get used to the technology again.
That's okay. You're fine.
Here we go. I think we go about this way. There we go. There we go. Oopsie daisy. We're going. I've gone off here, like, you know. I go over here. Go over here. Sorry now, folks.
We need the play-by-play, please.
So Eileen J. Garrett, yes, she was a famous medium and parapsychologist there. So I'm just going to talk about her. I'll have a break in between there. I'll go a few more shout outs there too. Hi Bridget, how you doing? Good evening. Hope you're keeping well. Hi to you all. How is everyone? Yeah, we're all good there. Actually, I got sick earlier on. I think I had coleslaw there, so I was thinking, am I going to make it out? Did I have the flu? But no, it was actually coleslaw, you know. So that's what happens in this type of weather when we hit over 10 degrees Celsius.
Exactly. It's like, what is that? Yeah.
So I'm just going to read about Eileen J. Garrett now. So my first initial thoughts on Eileen Garrett is that she was different to other parapsychologists in her era. Whilst parapsychologists in the late 19th, early 20th century, for instance, Richard Hodgson, attributed to connection towards leadership at the end of their lives, Eileen J. Garrett did the opposite. She was born in County Meath, Ireland, and brought up by her uncle and auntie. Her father and mother committed suicide after her birth. She suffered from consumption and respiratory problems, which resulted in her moving to England when she was 15. With quite considerable suffering and hardship at a young age, it must have been difficult for Eileen to make sense of the circumstances she had no choice in, whilst trying to adjust to a different way of living. It was so difficult in those days. I suppose, like my mother herself, she went over to England.
Yeah.
In Dublin there, the family moved over because the way the living was so difficult there.
Right, yeah.
When she lived in rural Ireland, she had a sense of wonder for nature and saw people not as merely as physical bodies, but were covered in a numerous outer layer, similar to an aura, that she referred to as the surround. This outer layer will be affected by one's moods, emotions, yet used for protection against ill feeling from others. This is where Eileen was said to have created her own split personality. She did not have a good relationship with her aunt. She described having to shut away from her harshness. Eileen most probably used the surround as a useful method in deflecting negativity. She was able to control her behavior to benefit her well-being and promote a happier demeanor. Now, these are my own words and what I've got the sources there, which I'll read out at the end as well.
Yeah.
I'll continue on. At an early age, she communicated with imaginary playmates, 2 girls and a boy, using a form of ESP, telepathy. She may have used this technique to interact, play and talk to. She may have been deprived of any social contact with children of her own age. It doesn't mean Eileen suffered from any mental illness or was associated with intelligence. Again, she may have used this method of communication to enhance her style of living. She saw vitality in the space of every area. One might assume she may have been over-exaggerating. Now, again, this is my only personal point of view.
Mm-hmm.
This gets more interesting. I have a change of thought. What is interesting that the imaginary children that she perceived had been seen never grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Whether this had anything to do with her inner innocence or that she actually did see apparitions is another talking point. Eileen had 3 sons, yet the terrible trauma of losing them before they even hit early childhood must have been devastating. She described seeing the spirit rise out of their bodies. There's an argument that once a person dies, they have given up their belonging to our realm. The only comfort to Eileen may have been that she might one day be reunited and gain back her children's awareness. What she endured drove her in her spiritual pathway. Further heartache came about with the death of her second husband in World War One. She had a premonition that he would be dead within days or weeks before he departed for the front line. Unfortunately, the incident occurred. With it being at the height of the war when he left and the huge amount of fatalities being recorded, there is no doubt that expectancy outweighed intuition to a point that it would have been a formality after being put at a dangerous post. So I'm just going to put a picture in closer there.
Yeah.
Hi, Leanne. How are you doing? Just a quick hello. How are you doing? We'll come to your comments more in a bit. So this is Eileen. This is a picture of her. So I'm just going to read on a bit more. She ascribed to using parts in obtaining information, body parts, sorry, in obtaining information. She regarded this as the knowing. Her upper body, neck and fingertips for seeing, and her lower body, feet and knees for hearing. She pinpointed the origin for collecting details from these body parts. With the source together with the giving these abilities a term, a word, it becomes much easier for Eileen and interested parties to relate or comprehend her situation. Aided by Edward Carpenter, she was able to strengthen her abilities and reach out to her spirit guides. In separate account, her 4th child, Babette, survived whooping cough and pneumonia. Doctors gave her little chance of making it through, but Eileen breathed air into the child and opened up the windows. Spirit intervention was alleged to have come through Eileen in the process, which we acted duly upon. There were numerous reasons why the child survived. It could be a misdiagnosis for one. Nevertheless, it reinforced Eileen's spiritual belief. During the 1920s, her popularity began to grow. There was a vision of the crash of the airship R101 that had people gobsmacked. After the disaster, she declared during a seance that she received a message from Flight Lieutenant Irwin, who died on board the airship, on the technical details that led to the misfortune. An investigation took place, and the results seemed to link in with what Eileen Garrett had mentioned. If Ford is out the window, then it shows that Eileen had great confidence in her abilities. This is why she accepted the invite by the American Society of Psychical Research to be studied. Unlike previous mediums before her time, for example, Eusapia Palladino, she wasn't accused of cheating, and quite the contrast made skeptics, psychologists, and psychic researchers, including Harry Price, take an interest and endorse her achievements. The reason why she was favored by so many was because she was willing to be observed, which meant she'd be open to ridicule. Looking at it from this angle, it suggests she was learning all the time, trying to establish the motives behind her psychic forte. Joseph Banks Ryan also tested Garrett at the Duke University in 1933. It may have been at this point that her faith with a spiritual connection began to dwindle. The focus was more on power with clairvoyance, clear vision, to monitor Garrett towards attaining information from an object, Zener cards, rather than speaking to any spirits. So that was a different kind of test they were doing there, using like the ESP, clairvoyance type of side, instead of using trying to get her to contact the spirits, survival. The Second World War seemed to have halted Garrett's mediumship career. Health problems didn't help either. She moved away from the publishing company she had set up to co-found, alongside Francis P. Bolton, the Parapsychology Foundation, PF, in 1951, which is still in existence today in New York. The organization provided worldwide awareness into psychic phenomena. The Eileen J. Garrett Research Library is likewise situated at the Academy. So when we look at this, we say, what was Eileen Garrett's role as a parapsychologist? Well, Garrett formed the Parapsychology Foundation to scientifically prove the existence of the soul. In her autobiography, Many Voices, 1968, she writes about the experience that spurred her to create the foundation. So this is what she said. One day, I had an auditory experience that brought me into focus my plans for setting up a research foundation. On the periphery of sleep, I heard a voice tell me I must get well and build an edifice that would honor the subject to which I devoted my life. After a few days' thought, plans evolved for a periodic conference to be held within a university that would consist of parapsychology students from all ages, and for a research foundation that would help scholars explore new fields, as well as introduce young people to the vast body of literature now stored away in the rooms of the various psycho research offices. Now, to come into the final part of Eileen's legacy, and then we can I'll do a few more shouts out if people are still watching. But this is interesting. Although Garrett took a massive stepping stone into creating the PF, the major benefactor was Bolton. She must have trusted Garrett. Nonetheless, there may have been hints by Bolton to Garrett in reference to relinquishing her mediumship stardom in order for the project to work. However, Garrett also put a lot of financial resources into the PF. It seems the foundation approach was more on the level examining the psychological and physiological features, as well as health, medicines, and miracles stroke healing. Conferences were held annually on all types of topics. There was a tendency by Garrett to revert back to a spiritualist means. There is an account from a Martin Ebon, an administrative secretary of PF, of a particular exorcism overseen by him and Garrett. A young married woman was said to have been possessed by a spirit of a witch. On occasion, she was hurled across a room. One time, she nearly drowned in a bathtub before being hurled, wet and naked, out of the bath and up against the tiles beside the tub. Her body was found to be scratched, beaten, and heavily bruised. It is terrible to think of the agonizing circumstances involved in the lady under the alias name of Victoria, yet she had a desire to delve into the supernatural divination, such as automatic drawing and channeling in the period leading up to the exorcism. Unfortunately, there were no witnesses to these events, nor any background information on Victoria of her husband's mental health. Avon documented that Eileen Garrett walked around the house in which Victoria lived in Manhattan, New York, USA, conducting a psychic evaluation of the place. Afterwards, she entered a trance state, speaking in the tongue from a control entity, Abdul Latif. Abdul offered the spirit Ruth within the body of Victoria reassurance that all would be okay if it learned to follow him to the other side. Subsequently, the spirit of Ruth left Victoria's body, and she was able to get her life back to normal. But both Garrett and Avon agreed that there may have been a degree of self-dramatization involving an over-imagining mind in behalf of Victoria's part. Maybe Victoria was looking for attention and found herself out of place after newly moving to the area, alone, apart from her husband, and stuck at home. Maybe Eileen saw the young girl of herself in Victoria. So there might have been quite a resemblance there, what she felt there.
Yeah.
The underlying view was that the situation came to a conclusion, and perhaps the exorcism was the ultimate culmination. It was all research at the end of the day, putting it on record and discovering more on how the human psyche works. Eileen Garrett died on September the 4th, 1970 of heart failure in her French Riviera villa. It was the last day of the 90th Parapsychology Foundation conference held at her home, which she attended. And these are her words. I have been called many things, from a charlatan to a miracle woman. I am at least neither of these. And that was a statement from Eileen Garrett in The Adventures in the Supernormal. Personally, my final thoughts are connected to the legacy Eileen has left behind. The PF is still going strong today, thanks to her generosity. She didn't take away from the field, she added inspiration to it. She went through so much, being an orphan, sickness, grieving mother and wife. To make a sense of it all, she produced something positive. To have conscious detachments makes a good parapsychologist. She went beyond. So she had, it's great that what she did, she knew everything that was to be with the field there, and she experienced being a medium, and how people, she would know how to relate to people as well there.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Sorry there, Jess.
No, that's fine. No, I was taking some, as I do. I always take notes, right? Because, as you know, as a visual person, but I was definitely like kind of the things that stood out to me. The first thing that caught my brain here was she allowed others to observe, which means that she was open to ridicule, right? I think in this industry, and putting yourself in this vulnerable position, do you know what I mean, and being open to ridicule is really opposite of what humans tend to do, right? We want to hide, we want to bury ourselves and not stand out, where it's like, okay, it's important that she does, and important that's she sets precedents for those to follow as well, and that it's okay to stand out and approach without fear. It's kind of what I put on there, to teach to approach without fear. It's not scary unless we make it scary, right? No, I thought that was like, again, there's always going to be, we wonder why this all kind of starts, and what was one of the pivotal moments that got the stone rolling. And you can see that this woman really had an influence on Ireland and England in that, and the world, of course, but in such a remote area where this isn't really popular yet, so early in time. Yeah, she was, I suppose, a leading light in, especially, I suppose, this country there in Ireland there, it's pretty that she should be remembered a bit more in this country as well, but it's but then again, as you say, you make the name abroad as well, and but she went to her life, she probably got stronger with it, and with all the grievances there, exactly,
and the sadness there, We're just going a few shout outs there. So hi Leanne, how you doing? How you sis? Hope you're keeping well there. Joanne, hi Joanne. Hi, how is everyone? All good there,
We're good.
Having the opportunity to get nosy with me now, like nosy about me there, because I think because Derek's not going to be coming on, I think we're going to get Jessica. You're going to do the reading on me.
Yeah, sure. Or I can do it on anybody that wants to watch or that's tuned in.
I'll give him that. You can do me for a bit, and then I'll see if there's anybody else who wants to get this.
Okay. All right.
So
I'll definitely. The thing is, you know what it's like when we do readings for like people that we know. It's like, okay, but I know stuff, but I also like you as any medium who's like not medium, but I mean like tarot reading. It's like, okay, I have to like block out my ego and start to feel. So I would say be prepared for what you may not want to hear, but your spirit guides say that you should. They want you to know. So, okay. Is that too?
If it knows I got sick today, anyway. Don't
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So first off, how I begin my readings. Talk about. I'm just gonna do my spiel because that's kind of my indication to spirit that like it's time to work, right? So readings are different for everybody, depending on where you go and who you see. So my way of reading is different from the next person's, right? But again, that's meant to be. I think learning tarot and oracle is like a great skill, but I think when it comes to we find the deck and it comes with this beautiful little book. You don't need this. This is the thing. This is great, but like I don't bring it out if you can avoid it because we want to build on those those skills within, right? And that feeling, right? So that's one of my things right there. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I'd like okay, if I were to put my feelings into words right now, I feel like I'm so all over the place. I'm like, blah, 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 and I don't know if that's how you're feeling right now, Anthony, but I feel like your life is like going like all over right now. So when I start to tune in, I'm like, I can't even think straight. Like, what's happening? Your mind's going rapid. And I don't know if that's just because you've got lots going on or you're just like, there's lots on your go. Throughout the readings, I always say, like, you don't have to tell me any details. Again, the less I know, the better. But just confirm or deny if I'm in the right direction, right? So if it resonates, perfect, great. If it doesn't, don't make it fit, right? So if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, right? So don't bend your life and try to find a way for it to make sense. It may not be for you. And because I'm reading to like a collective kind of, it might pick up for somebody else, right? So anyways, so first off, Anthony, I do have permission to read your energy.
No. So yeah, go on.
Like, oh, well, okay. Okay. So again, everybody starts differently. So I always shuffle, I always knock. And what we do is when I'm knocking on the cards, I'm pushing out the old energy and I'm focusing on you. So I always hold it tight to my chest and take a few deep breaths with it. Okay. And then sometimes when I do that, sometimes like symbols and stuff come up. I'm just going to draw them and kind of see where they fit in to our reading here. I mean, that's kind of what I saw first. We'll go with that. As things come up, I'll disclose it to you. But like when I do my full readings, I'm like, does any of this make sense? Because that's what they told me to say, And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it comes out later. So, okay, cool. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. And again, everybody's got their own way of even pulling cards from the deck here. I usually 3 come out first here. And I get like a sensation through feeling, right? So that's one of the clairs that I have access to. I get this kind of like a pull in my left arm. So I can kind of indicate, okay, like I can feel the deck just like I'm doing like this. And I can feel like, okay, that's a card that needs to come out for you. And then I pull from there. So I've got 3 cards here for you, Anthony. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is it.
Oh my God. I'm nervous, dude. Okay. Oh, so again, this is how I read, but I'll kind of explain to you what it means. So I've got what is this? Okay. So the 7 of Wands. I feel like, anyways, doesn't matter. Seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time of resting and planning for the future. Unnecessary worry. I get this. I understand this card for you, right? But this is kind of what the card looks like there. So that is what the card says. But what again, as somebody who works with feelings, I feel like this was the first thing I saw was this woman. Right. And now it wasn't, what she's wearing. It's what she's doing. It's the nurturing. It's the, okay, like things are going to go out their way and I'm just going to do little maintenances to help those flowers blossom the best way they can. I'm not uprooting them. I'm not giving them anything that they don't need. I'm just letting it take its course, right? So I feel like that's, again, take it where it fits. Don't take it if you don't want it. But it does feel like a nurturing card, right? Things are in motion and you've done as much as you possibly can to get it on its path. Now the things are on the path. Right. So you're just like guiding at this point. You're like, oh, I'm still involved. Okay, cool. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe with kids and stuff, yourself. Like
yeah. It's like, oh, I know. That's, I'm like, I don't want to like, but this is all feeling. And I'm not Jessica's aside. This is me now, or whatever. Okay, I've got the 10 of Swords. The end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both. The opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders, the end of an addiction, or a melodramatic reaction. So with this card, obviously this is a loaded card because I get it in a few different instances, and it's what I feel first. So first thing I saw was her facing and like looking outward, right? So it's like looking towards the end of a chapter, right? So I just felt like this person in this instance, and this could apply to any part of your life, right? This is not specific to any one thing here, but it could be, you know, something is coming to an end, but it's a good change. Do you know what I mean? But in this way that, again, melodramatic was kind of mentioned in here, it's like the sweet ending where you're just trying to stretch it out as long as you can because it was such a great story. And it's just, okay, I think it's time, like you're kind of slowly ending that chapter, right? Okay, all right, like this, good things have to come to an end, and it's allowing the next great thing to happen. So that's kind of where I'm feeling is like a chapter's coming to a close, or yeah, it just feels like a really sweet, like it was so good, and I wish it could last longer, but I know for the health of me, we need to, you know, you can't live in this moment yet. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm giving up coleslaw to eat, maybe.
Yeah. Jam, coleslaw. Was it cheddar coleslaw?
Yeah, cheddar coleslaw. Yeah. But I know, I understand. Yeah. So I'm relinquishing something that is like a nice kind of relinquishing, like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It feels like a good release, right? And I feel like, again, when I'm thinking about this person in the card, it's like I'm reversed, so I'm like, where is the camera? It's like bags are packed, right? I've got what I need to go forward, but I'm also leaving a lot of this behind. And it's not like, again, I think that's come to the realization that there's certain things in your future that you don't need to bring with you. Do you know what I mean? You have what you need, and you don't need to, take, you know, there's certain things that you don't have to bring forward. So again, it feels like a really great transition. Which brings me to my next card, actually, which is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, yeah. Brilliant, experienced, humorous, judgmental, releasing situations or people that no longer serve you, seeing the humor in difficult situations, focusing on career, divorced or unmarried individuals. That's, again, what the card says. But first thing, oh my God, where's my camera? This is tripping me up. So first things first, like she's surrounded by butterflies, right? Which is like the significance for change, right? So she's got change everywhere, but also she's in charge of change, right? When we look at that sword, it's tied with the change, right? So she is she's in full control of the changes that are happening, but it's like, again, it's a very powerful movement there, but it's not scary because she's into it, right? So I think when it comes, again, what I feel is the changes that are coming are 100% what you want. And Jimmy, you're on board with them. You know what needs to happen, and you're like, yep, this is of my own volition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
You understand it? I don't know. Again,
I'm sort of the boss, but I will be sort of ending something. Is it also?
Yes, okay. That's what I mean. Like, the less I know, the better, right? Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. I always tell my clients as well, like, because I'm like connected through my throat chakra. So when I'm in my reads, I just, I'm like, you could ask me at the end of this and be like, how did it go? I'm like, I don't know. Did you like it? I have no idea what I said. Don't know. It's gone. It's like a sheet is wiped clean. So.
It's like canary cards as well, isn't it? The name of the canary cards.
Yeah, canary cards is like my working business title, but
yeah. So if anybody's interested, I think got the link on the event page, on the event post. Would you like to do a reading? Does any of you that are watching now, would you like to get a reading now? You can probably put the word be first up, and the first word, if you're interested, is going to be spooky. If you want to get a remote, Jessica now.
Yeah, I'd love to. If you're open to it, I'm into it.
And we'll do a remote kind of reading for you there. Siobhan says, hi Siobhan, how you doing? Hope you keeping well. Christine says, loving it
so far, guys.
So God, my eyes must be going there. Must be the coleslaw. And Teresa Carol says, "Hey, hi."
Hey.
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Bridget says,
Spooky.
So Bridget, we're going to give you a reading, if
Bridget.
you don't mind that, and Jessica's going to do it remotely there for you.
I'm excited. Okay, so first off, Bridget, if you wouldn't mind just putting like a yes or no in the thing, just giving access to your energy. I mean, just putting spooky in there kind of does it, but if you could just say yes or no, preferably yes, then I can kind of tap in energetically. If that works for you. We'll give her a minute to respond.
Yes. Oh, she said yes, I think.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, we're good. Very good. I was going to say, I hope so. Okay. So Bridget. Okay. Okay, I just saw something as well, so I'll talk about that in the end. I never even talked about yours, but I'll get there. We'll come back to that. Oh my goodness. Upside down and backwards here. Okay, Bridget. Okay, so I got a few different feelings right away there. First was like, I'm so excited, and then it was like, halt. Nervous, which isn't always a bad thing, but it was kind of like I almost got like a feeling of not uneasiness, but like, I don't know, I guess I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of uneasy. So thank you for putting yourself outside of the box and doing this, because sometimes that's really hard. So okay, so Bridget, let's see what we got here. Okay, so Bridget. First off, I have the Two of Wands. Taking the next steps, bold and ambitious choices, partnering with others who share your dreams, expanding your plans, and continuing to move forward. Okay, so this is what the card looks like here. So first inclination, I saw like their first thing that's coming up here is like opposites attract. So I feel like whatever this is really, I feel very scatterbrained again, not like the same I had with you, Anthony, but it's kind of like, what words do I use, right? So the best way I can describe how I'm feeling is like, I know that this person or this thing is completely opposite to me, but it works in my favor. Okay, so like looking at this, oh god, sorry, I gotta switch this around because it's throwing me off too much. Sorry.
No, you're
there
okay.
Go. Hi, there you go. I know it's backwards for you guys, but it'll make sense for me. Oh, maybe it won't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just me. Did I have the coleslaw? Okay, there we go. So anyways, I am like looking at them. It's like they're holding different things. They're two different gentlemen, but the thing that is in common is they are looking the same way. So I do feel like even though on the outside it may look like it doesn't work, it's not cohesive, it is. It feels like it's still with alignment with what you want for your life. Okay. Again, I don't know any of this. I just take it and I share it. Okay, the Empress, which is one of our major arcana cards. Time to take action, give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful, abundance and prosperity. Oh gosh, it feels like, okay, the term easy loving came up here, but it feels like this is what we're looking at, the Empress. She's very compassionate. It feels the best way I can describe this is like it's gonna work out the way it needs to work out, and I'm totally fine with it. And I'm just gonna sit and nurture and love the things that I can right now. So that could be I mean, that could be anything, but also let's keep in mind that she's holding a unicorn, and it's almost like the things that other people again don't expect to work just fine for you. So I don't know. Again, take that with what you want there. I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all.
I got all swords, but I got two swords there. But
Yeah.
I got swords all together.
Yeah, you got two swords and wands.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. Okay, one more for you, Bridget. I've got the One of Wands, an amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous, and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. So if you've been like called in a direction where you're like, I don't want to make a change, or I'm not certain about it, or, I'm scared to do it, keep in mind that your guides are wanting you to, again, push yourself out of that comfort zone and find that new voice that maybe that you've been struggling with. One thing to keep in mind here is I saw like the youngness of this card. This is like the early days. This is the early stages. Now, this could be a dream that you once had that you've kind of put on the back burner. I always say like the adolescence or like the childhood kind of card here is it's like, oh, when I was a little, I wanted to be a pilot, but I was like, oh, that's absurd. And I just changed my path. This could be the call to revisit some of those old dreams that, again, you thought were impossible, but that your cards seem to be like, but it's the impossible that works for you, right? It's what doesn't match that works for you. So I think your team is really wanting you to challenge yourself more and put yourself out there. Does that make sense?
Very interesting there. We've got a few people there. I'm going to probably give another word out to who's first. Maybe not yourself again there, Bridget. We're going to do another reading there.
Sure.
Flynn says, hi, howdy, Anthony, you're looking good. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're all keeping well, yourself and Cheryl there. And I know I took a year off Facebook there just to, just revitalise myself. Get fresh, grow some hair, eat more coleslaw. Not good.
Not good.
Not good there. Bridget says it does. Thank you. I think that.
I'm so glad we, as readers, like, I mean, and anybody kind of who does this, like, again, we don't do it. We have no idea how we do it. Number one, but when we do, it's like, I don't know, take it or leave it. That's all that's what I got. So, but thank you very much for submitting your name there, Bridget. That was great. Thank you so much for letting me tap into your energy as well.
So, do I do another one?
I'm free. You tell me where.
So get ready, people. Get ready on your keypads or whatever, your phones or whatever. The magic word is shield. SHIELD. On myself. That's the word shield. And Jessica will do your reading and just give permission as well. Probably just say yes.
Yeah. Or I mean, I'll just say if you put your name down though that you're giving me permission.
As well there. Yeah, so as people are going past now, I don't think Derek's going to get his reading. I hope you keep an eye, Derek, if you're watching there. Flynn has come up. Hi, Flynn. And he says shield. So,
okay. Perfect. Thank you, Flynn.
Okay, you drew the picture as well. That's even cool. Like,
you put a shield picture.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So if you just say yes there, Flynn, if that's all right. I know Joanne there, unfortunately. Sorry, Joanne there.
Okay.
Also, Jessica's available with Canary Cards. That's the name. You can find them on Instagram. Yeah. Is it there, Jessica?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. I think is like my only channel. I feel like, and I've been pretty vacant on it at the moment here. But yeah, I work out of Killarney in Ireland, but I do virtual readings all over the world. I'm based in Killarney, but I'm Canadian. If you're wondering, you're trying to place my accent.
North USA.
Not USA, not the United States of America. I'm its much cooler, kind of nicer cousin. Yeah. All right, there, Flynn.
I think it says yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, so give me 1 minute here. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got for you, Flynn.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Jenny. How you doing, sis?
Hi.
How you doing? Everyone from Emerald Paranormal Researchers. How you doing?
Okay, Flynn. All right. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, feeling good. So far, no emotions of note, if that makes any sense. Jamie, I feel like I'm a neutral. I like that. That's fine. Sometimes I come in there as you've seen, I'm like, or I'm like, so feel very like calm, cool, collected. So I wonder if that's kind of like the guy that you are, or girl. I'm sorry. I don't. I would assume man, but I don't know. Okay. First off, we've got the 9 of Swords. Unfounded fear, expecting the worst, thus creating self-fulfilling prophecies, allowing worry to outgrow proportion to the situation, sleepless nights, refocus your thoughts. So this is what the card that we're dealing with again. I'm rating the bottom there. And then based on what I'm feeling here, I saw him first, and it wasn't, again, it's what he was doing is kind of what got me. And it's like, and I feel like people can kind of, you know, put themselves in this shoe as well. It's like when you're so focused on something, you're like, you should be doing other things, and you're just deadpan. It's distracting how much you're thinking about whatever this instance is. Now, this is technically not necessarily a negative card, because I never like to say, yeah, it's a negative card, stay away from it. But, oh, Mr. Hi, Flynn, sorry. Wasn't sure. Saw that there. But it does feel like something is absorbing your thoughts right now, right? But of course, this card is saying like everything, the more you think it, the more plausible it can be. Where thoughts go, energy flows, right? Keep that in mind. If we're going to be giving it more power, of course, something like this could happen because we've predicted it. We've allowed it to happen, right? So just kind of maybe a note from your spirits that like ease up a bit. Okay. So the King of Wands, motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious, take a leadership role, step into the spotlight, public speaking, keep your eyes on the big picture, communicate your vision, don't be sensitive to criticism. Sorry. Now, first off, I already feel like that's kind of, maybe this is where that's connected, and that you're, it's not the sensitivity, but it's like the fear of being exposed almost. So this is what he looks like. Again, first thing I got there, it was the term a lion in sheep's clothing, but opposite. What is that? A sheep in lion's clothing. That's what I feel like. It's like I've got this, I'm trying on my dad's suit. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't quite fit. And I kind of feel like that's how you feel in this specific thing. It's like I haven't filled the shoes out. I haven't, fully stepped into this role here. But that's, again, like if it's what you want, communicate your vision, right? Again, thoughts go. Where your thoughts go, the energy flows. And it's something that you can continue to manifest. Okay, one more card here. Financial security for yourself and your family, inheritance or retirement, peace and contentment in life, honoring family traditions, pride in the family tree, passing on the knowledge. So this is the 10 of coins. And like overall, this is a very joyous card. I never like to discuss like necessarily babies or, things like that, lives, like that is, there's certain mediums and tarot readers who do that kind of reading. And I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't sit well with me. But I did see the pregnant lady first. And now that could be like, again, new beginnings. It could be something that's arriving. Again, big changes. Which, again, looking at this, it's a great opportunity. If I were to give you one more card, let's see here, to kind of round it out. Because I feel like this is a good kind of story as to where we're going. Change is needed. But let's see. Comes back to those are those opportunities, those ideas as well. So I feel like, okay, sir, I'm going to be very candid. Oh, thanks, Jessica. Overthinking kills it. Love the King of Wands. Leo, very good. Thoughts becoming things. Love the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups tweet. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I just saw it come up. I did get the other one that it came out here. Now, this is the One of Wands. Again, this comes back to that first spark, that little bit of inspiration that had you at the beginning, right? So let's continue to nurture that kind of, it's like we're so afraid of change, again, of ridicule, of people, but you're going to be so fine. You're going to fill those shoes. The Lion King you are, right? So, I don't know. It's hard to see that, but you've got the skills, you've got the ability. You just have to believe in yourself. Put the thoughts in the positive. Turn your thoughts to a positive view.
That's nice there. As long as there's no death cards, but I know the death cards are fine now as well. There's a devil card as well.
Yeah, in different decks, right? That would be more in like an oracle. They would have more in terms of like the devil, but of course, like in tarot, we've got the two arcanas, right? We've got the major and the minor. You're welcome, Flynn. Thank you so much. So like the minor arcana works in terms of very similar to a card deck, right? We've got the 4 suits or 4 seasons. We've got the 4 different items, right? And then we've got the major arcana, and that would be more of like 1 to 22, right? So those ones we can kind of get those, not the devil, but the death card, the change card. Everything is kind of relative in there. So, yeah. Right
hopefully
on.
I hope you like that. Actually, we'll probably do one more card reading at the end, just to tantalize everyone.
Please do. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah.
Or if you're all up for it there, those that are watching there, you might just get one more reading. We'll get one more reading at the end there, So the last subject we're going to be talking about this evening is going to be the moral principles of paranormal TV shows. So it might get a bit gritty here. If you have any questions or any thoughts, and feel free to put them forward there. So
yeah,
many of you know probably that there was a show called Spooked Island that came out that was aired last year, then 2023 last year.
Yeah.
We had the pleasure of helping the production company out on it, and they were looking for advice, equipment, and information on experiments. I just want to show one experiment that we do personally ourselves.
Okay.
It's this. I'm just going to show it on the stream, and so I'm just going to read it out. Oops, today's even gone wrong. Sorry, that. There we go. No, not that. So here we go. So this is the experiment we did, and it's called the identity test, and it's using this is the description for it: award-winning facial composite software devised by IQ Biometrics, used by law enforcement agencies worldwide in criminal investigations. It can prove vital in bringing criminals to justice, and also helps children in developing their observation skills. It can be used in the paranormal field too. An eyewitness can give a better account on what they have seen or sensed, notably an apparition, by putting a face to the spirit. Divination tools ranging from a pendulum, glass, or planchette can be effective in the presence of the intelligent and responsive spirit. A comprehensive image of the spirit could be produced by going over the various facial features such as hair, nose, and smile lines, and so on. The technology is easy to use, and the resemblance of the spirit can be saved and furthermore printed. Not printed? Yeah, printed there. So, yes, we've done this test for years. We've used that at King John's Castle in the past, and the lads on Spooked Island used it. And to be honest, what peeved me off, unfortunately, is that they didn't credit who it was to, and I was told to keep quiet about it. There's some more stuff here. Just 1 second. I don't know why that's come up on the screen. Maybe if we go over this way. Sorry. We'll come back to that in a minute. Sorry, I just want to show you. So it came up on a website there, higgypop.com, which most of the people of related to Spooked Island posted it up as well there. So I'm just going to show this on the screen. The second episode of Spooked Island aired this week in the Really channel, led by Vogue Williams and Chris Fleming. They became the first television team to investigate the King John's Castle in Limerick. That's fine. The historic castle is said to be teeming with shadowy reports and has countless ominous tales to its name. To try to get to the sorry now, my eyes are a bit bad. To try to get to the bottom of the hauntings, the team employed a method that literally married technology with a classic board game. So that's fine there, so that's perfect there, But then again, it shows there. I don't know. I think Jessica's gone off for some reason. Don't know if you've gone off there, Jessica. That's fine there. Back in again. The article states towards the end of the episode, the team took an unconventional approach to unmask the mysterious shadow figure haunting the castle. The method, which was formulated by Ryan. Utilizes a gadget known as a yes-no device, which responds solely with yes-no answers. This was powered with facial composite software similar to what the police use to create photo fix. We've got an FBI type of software called Faces, which we can put together a face, hopefully a shadow that's been seen, Ryan explained. This method allowed investigators to ask yes or no. Now, further on there, it's fine there. They didn't obviously credit themselves with it there. I don't know if Jessica's gone off again. Oh, wait, are you still there? Wait, it's just me. Maybe it's just me. There, maybe that's just not the reason. There we are, show on screen. Maybe it's fine there. Where are you gone?
There you go. Hi. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, I don't know.
Maybe it's an experiment. I was told to keep silent about it, and I've been silent. I wanted to make any comment when it came on here. I've seen posts that were put on various social media networks there, and there was no credit to it, which is fine. Now I bought the software there, and I told them how to use it. There was other experiments that it was used. Some of them weren't shown, but I did a bit of investigative work.
Yeah.
And now I just going to go on to now, like just my just a point of view now. Now these paranormal programs have the same format, some same structure, experiments, and guest appearances entities. The guest appearance entities. So obviously, if you're going to go around Ireland, you're going to get fairies there, or demons and some other places, based on human characteristics and traits, anthropomorphism, as we otherwise know it, and not actually produced by genuine paranormal investigators, or invite noteworthy individuals such as respected establishments from the SPR or ASAP for their opinion. So you don't get people from well-respected organisations coming on the show if you don't want them to come on the shows there. And I'll explain why now in a second. Christine says, I love the card reading, if you can fit me in there. Well, we'll try and do one at the end there. So the evidence can be untrustworthy there, and that's mainly with a lot of stuff anyway with the paranormal world when you do an experiments there. Yeah. But Discovery, which is owned by Warner Brothers, which brings me nicely onto Warner Brothers, the company built around the genre of entertainment and your go-to for paranormal shows on Discovery.
Yeah.
Really, and other channels there, etc. Has paranormal investigative values been damaged or been aided from these ongoing programs produced to the worldwide public? I did a bit of investigation work myself and contacted Discovery UK for a proposal for a new alternative paranormal show.
Yeah.
So this is the reply I got. Now listen into this there, folks. There, this icon top. I gave a proposal to do a paranormal show, and this is the reply from them. I think this is it. There we go, folks. So this is the reply, and note non-believers tract. Okay. Thank you so much for sending the idea in. It is really thought through and authentic. I'm sure that the committed paranormal fans would find this really interesting. Our paranormal content has a big job to do. At this time, we are looking for ideas that have been broader appeal. We aim to deliver what our paranormal fans want, but we also need to engage in a new audience who may not be believers themselves. I'm not sure that this one delivers on that. So they want to attract the non-believers there. So the proposal didn't work out. That's fine.
You gotta throw your name in the hat sometimes, right? We still exist, right?
You can't throw your hand in that. But I did a bit more investigative work with the proposal. I kept it going. So I contacted a production company that showcased one of the best leading paranormal shows on TV. And you've all probably watched it there. This is it. This is what came from the production company. And here we go.
Here we go. Any minute now. Any minute now.
One. Sorry. Hi. Well, it goes like, I'm the development producer for, can't say it, and we'd be more than willing to take a look at your proposal. We us both having strong links with Discovery, plus we'd be keen to hear your thoughts about how we can work together. As I'm sure you're aware, they seem to be growingly keen in scarier content, so it's great to see what you think in that regard too. I look forward to receiving any documentation, links, etc. Hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah.
Do we get a bit of hypocritical here? So interesting, because the same commissioner signs off on these shows. So the same commissioner that replied to me before, looking for non-believers to come on board, signs off on this show, which is looking for scarier stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of contradicting yourself. You're looking to attract non-believers, yet you're employing production companies to make things scarier. Here is the response that I got back after the proposal. Here.
Yep.
And I'll show it in screen. This is from the same production company. Here it is. Apologies for the delay. I was running this up to the chain to our executive producer, who oversees our paranormal output. Unfortunately, where the idea has merit, he doesn't feel that the proposition would be right for TV, or at least the consumer commissioners we work for. So it's not, well, we can't win, can you? We work for. They're extremely selective about the formats and talent they broadcast, and sadly at this time there isn't much demand for new franchises, rather elevating existing ones. I'm sorry it's not better news, but I wish you luck with the project. So it kind of thinks there's a kind of an elite going on with that in Warner Brothers Discovery, and you would try to think to yourself then, how do new people get onto it, or how do new formats or new experiments, how do they get onto it there if they're sticking to the same kind of elite kind of program? So
that's tough, because that's like an industry wide, not necessarily our industry, but non-industries. It's like not necessarily it's not broken, don't fix it, but it's what happens when so and so is not able to do the show anymore, right? And then you're stuck with no new content, and like, because people they grow out of these positions, right? And the same people that we grew up watching aren't going to be as what we want to see.
That's probably why YouTube has come up there, as popular with kind of youngster people there, because they know that's where they can go, where they get the new stuff. Is like YouTube there.
Right.
I contacted him back and was on about diversity.
Here
we go. So here we go. So this is just a little comment by me. This is my point of view there, folks. There, you can leave a comment. I'll come to your comments there. Keep them coming in. Thank you there. It is all well showcasing groups like Ghost Brothers and individuals like Barry Kai, but when it comes to Ireland, the less serious paranormal investigator icon they supported from the Isle of Ireland was Barry Fitzgerald. Barry came to the spotlight in everyone's homes 2 decades ago. With the vast amount of old buildings and structures, rich bloody history, and being one of the 6, this includes US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland, English-speaking countries focus on paranormal research, then we are always left behind, and sadly say raided again, especially in recent years. This is kind of pissy offy that they do this. I'm sorry to say, And now the onus doesn't just lie on the international kind of broadcasting companies like Warner Brothers. We have great RTE and fucking Virgin Media, TV3 that have actually, they're not any help at all either,
Yeah.
Disappointingly, the blame doesn't go together with Warner Brothers. We take a look at our own national broadcasting channels, RTE and Virgin Media, who are too caught up in showcasing luxurious properties, those that most of the Irish public cannot afford at the moment. They are so fucking out of touch.
Yeah, exactly.
how the Irish public are,
Yeah. The
Um,
1% that is, I'm sure, loves it, right? But
yeah, so they're mostly teasing people with what they're showing there,
yeah.
What our paranormal show proposed went to these two networks, and both came back stating it wasn't in their interest. So much so it didn't, because it wasn't appealing to a younger audience. Compared to the BBC, they are well behind. Look, you look at Uncanny and Paranormal, The Girl, the Ghost, and the Gravestone, those programs.
Yeah.
These are serious shows that attracted loads of viewers. Yet RTE and Virgin Media are better off just showcasing luxurious buildings. They're rather into that, One paranormal show was broadcast on a few years ago on Virgin Media, one of our national broadcasters, and it's called Irish Ghost Hunters, Loftus Hall, which was unfortunately a sad attempt and is still unpleasant for the investigators who participated in it. It's still raw. This show was produced by a movie maker, enthusiast, and selected an actor as a rookie investigator. It didn't go down too well and was unrealistic. Now that's what they showcased on TV in Ireland. Their point of view about paranormal investigation, how we go about and do our stuff.
Yeah.
But there is good things coming out though that people can watch there.
Yep.
Apart from that, sorry to say this, folks, just one little thing there. Going back to Higgy Pop and just going back to them, they did a survey. Oopsie daisy. Well, what that off. That's not. I'm gonna hide that there. It's this one there. We'll show this there. They did a survey out of 400 people at the UK, British people there. They picked the 30 most influential people in the UK paranormal field. Here at Higgy Pop, we always have our eye on the current trends in the paranormal. We follow the movements as many teams and investigators as we can. We follow paranormal and we soak up the buzz around certain members of the paranormal world. This means when Haunted Magazine asked us to compile a list of the most influential members of the paranormal community in the UK, we were able to put together a list of almost 400 people. I just wonder there, Jessica, did any of them pick anybody from Northern Ireland?
Right? I wonder. Yeah.
I wonder that, because there's nobody that I know from the top 30 that represent anybody from Northern Ireland. I know there's great investigators from people up in Northern Ireland there, it goes to show that, we're not valued as an isle either, by some public. But as I said, there's some optimism there. We have this channel that's come out. We have Haunt TV, which you can get on channels such as Recca 10, and we also have this, which is Beyond Paranormal, which is featured on Plex, which is a new fast channel, which features well-respected investigating teams such as Are You Haunted, Phil Wyman and Sarah Wyman, and the rest of the crew there, So this is, if you've got free streaming, this is worth a look at there as well. It's free. It's on Plex, and give it an opportunity to watch there. Christina Flynn says, yeah, it's very contradictory statement there. Yes, so Warner Brothers were looking, which is Discovery, we're looking for non-believers to attract them, or some production companies who the commissioner out there were looking for scarier stuff. So either way, you can't back away, So it was that kind of way there. Your thoughts there, Jessica?
Yeah, I think it's very, like I said, it pisses me off because, as people who only want to relate to what's going on in the world and, interest, and especially when we're a lot of people right now, as the awakening is upon us, are just starting this journey, right? And they're interested in a little bit more and a little bit more. And there's no, not intro content for them, but it's like, the same things are available over and over again, and there's nothing fresh. And I think it's so important to keep those fresh faces up, right?
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's about being fresh just there, actually opening up the world, going to these experts that actually do know some stuff as well, you
Yeah,
know, like
exactly. And like, it's appalling to have like actors and you know, people who have no tie to it outside of a paycheck, right? Whereas like there's people like us who like, this is a passion, you know, it's a pastime. This is, you know, this is what we enjoy doing. And, you know, we've taken the time to learn it and, you know, dedicate the time to expand it. And again, teach those around us and do this regardless of, you know, what the outcome will be, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something that will probably, I don't know if anybody would come to me. I would go with RT or virtual, you know, at the moment.
Yeah.
And one of the there, you know. Hopefully there is some paranormal show will come out and from Ireland that's well respected as well, you know. Well, in the meantime, just people, production companies come to this country, take what they want there, you know, and go off there, you know. Apart from that, as you said there, it's probably the streaming services. The YouTube is probably one variation where people can see that. There's probably others if people want to know. They can write them down if they know of any others there, you know. But there's Christine says you made a great paranormal show. Oh, cheers, Christine.
Thank you, Christine.
They have something in the pipeline in the future though, as well as a paranormal show.
Yeah.
I won't disclose too much of it now there, you know. But that's what we've been doing in the past year, working on something there. Do you want to do one more reading, so?
Sure, I definitely would.
One more reading. So we're going to give you another word, see if you can get it there. So we first up, get ready on the keypad.
Get ready, get ready.
I suppose the word we come back is something easy to type. New.
New.
Yeah.
N-E-W.
Reason for N-E-W.
Sweet. I guess in the meantime, if anybody's like watching and wondering how they can book a reading with me as well, so I'm obviously on Instagram at Canary Cards, and so you can PM me or whatever, you can book me through WhatsApp or whatever, and I'd love to chat. Yeah. Okay. I see one.
New.
Jenny. Okay. So Jenny, okay. So by you putting new, I'm going to say that means yes. I have permission.
Yeah, you put down yes as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, perfect. Oh.
Sorry, Joanna.
That's okay. You know, like I don't do enough lives. I actually don't do any lives, but I would do it if people wanted readings. If you're okay with whatever, it's great.
Joanne's put two down, two news.
Two news. Yeah. Okay.
Capital letter.
Okay. So, Bridget wrote something.
Well, this question first there, yeah. Bridget says, should be talking to the paranormal groups that do investigations, not just ones that want a big paycheck.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
Well, things, and honestly, like, I met Vogue, and she was kind of natural, which was kind of different there, you know. She was all right there, you know, and but I understand what you mean. Probably if they got proper paranormal investigators instead of going for celebrities to do it with, you know, people that would have a bit more knowledge and a bit more balls there, you know.
Exactly.
But Roger's an interest in it there herself there, but she was okay there as well, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Jenny, right? Am I doing Jenny?
Yeah. If Jen, if you want, just I think she said yes, did she?
No. I'll give her another minute, but I do that. I ask for permission. I do this with every reading I do because it's against my like spiritual belief that I should tap into anybody, you know what I mean, without their permission. So
says Jenny, I can hear she's channeling there. And Shah here. Yes, good.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
That's good. And Shah.
Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, okay. I have some feelings. I'm just going to do this first. Jenny. Kind of like first thing first, when I was doing my pull here, Jenny, it was like, I don't know, my wrist kind of went limp a little bit. So sometimes that's like, not necessarily a weakness, but that's like a tiredness. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, girl, got lots going on, I think. Like, and it's just like, you're just, And that could be, you know, you're emotionally exhausted, you're physically exhausted, or like in some capacity that you're just like, oh. Anyways, take that or leave that or whatever. Do not make it fit. Okay. Okay, girl. So we've got the Page of Coins. Scholarly, cheerful, dependable, mischievous. Time to get to work. An excellent opportunity presents itself. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships, a new area of study. So that is what the card looks like. First things first, I got like a very determined feeling, and I saw like her face there. So she's like, oh, what, this stack of books? That's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, bring it. It's very much like a very like I could do everything. That's what it is. It's not I could do anything. I could do it all. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter what it is. So, I mean, I commend you on that kind of behavior as well. But again, like I said, literally weak wrist is like, like, like you're powering down in a sense. So keep that in mind. Okay, renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. So this is a really great card. So it's one of the major arcana ones here. So you like, okay, so again, deep down it feels like you've been waiting for like the go ahead to do something. And it's like you're waiting on somebody's blessing to get it before you do any action towards it. That I feel like whatever it is you already want to do it, but you're holding yourself back until you get like, do you know what I mean? Like it's like somebody else has to say go before you go. So keep that in mind. I'm just gonna keep seeing what else there is here, but that was like my inclination. Okay, the need to move on. Hi, Mary. The need to move on. Seeking more from life than what you're experiencing. A spiritual quest. Choosing to make big life changes. A change in priorities. Leaving home. So this kind of confirms what I was thinking here. It's like we're lingering and we're waiting and we're wondering, well, should I, like just in case I need it, should I, maybe I shouldn't. And like in this instance, like this gentleman has what he needs. And his satchel is filled with exactly what he needs, and he does not need the excess, that extra weight that he's carrying. And whatever we're trying to like not separate ourselves from, but again, it comes to that like that theme of we're closing a chapter on something. And it's like this gentleman as well. He's kind of like he's like, I just don't know. Like again, it's like I don't want to wait for permission anymore. Why are we waiting for permission? I think it's like you brought everything of value to you now forward, and it's okay to leave the rest behind. You shouldn't wait on somebody else's blessing to do that, especially when your life's calling. You're ready to move forward. Do you know what I mean? You're ready. So keep that in mind, I guess, with whatever endeavors you've got going up here. Don't hold yourself back because that's so hard. It's so hard. But anyways, I hope that resonated for you, Jenny. That was
good card.
Look after yourself. Get some rest.
Swords and 10 death cards, right?
Yeah, exactly. I do feel like I'm getting like the
he says, I never had a card reading like this before. I cried a little. It really understood.
I'm so glad that it resonated. It really is. And sometimes it sounds like it is a lecture when it comes out, but it's all of that, the feeling and empathy that I emit is your team. That's words from your people that only want the best for you, right? So just start looking after yourself a little. Hi, PJ. How are you? I know him.
Doing that earlier on when I was being
I am so I think if it's okay with you, I've got my animal spirit deck. I'm just like I feel like a collective, not collective reading, but a collective animal kind of, because there's a bit of a theme going on tonight. It was the most spot on I've heard. Thank you. Oh, of course, Jenny. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. That's so good. And may I reiterate, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just working through spirit and letting it do its thing. So that's so sweet. Okay, so same thing. This is going to be a collective read. This is just going to do kind of, I guess, what I'm going to do is kind of going into the weekend here. It's Friday. Let's close the chapter out on the week and look forward to the weekend. Okay. So the energy that we are being shown right now is the eagle energy. And just forgive me while I read this here. This is a air card.
Yeah, go ahead. But everyone else as well, like Jessica presents a show with her sister Brittany. It's called Banters, which is there.
Basic banter for witches.
You can see the shows. There's a link on our homepage of our website there if you want to see them as well. There, you know. So you can see.
We're on Instagram, YouTube, and what is the other one? We're on TikTok. Yeah, so at Basic Banter for Witches, and it's me and my sister, and we basically banter just about witchcraft and all the things spooky and anon, because we're like learners and we want to learn all the things. So it's a great intro course for like everything. That's what I say. A good blanket. Okay, where's my eagle? Sorry.
No, take your time.
I always say, like, it's not that I have anything memorized, but this is a different feeling of card that I'm like, you know what? I work with, this is Kim Kranz. This is a kind of article. She's fantastic. She's a great artist, and she really makes some great products. So if you're looking for this deck, it was fantastic. Okay. So the eagle energy has been brought forward for everybody that's listening, every ears that this is going to hear, like everybody that this is going to touch. So all pervading power, truth seeker, transforms your karma. So the noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your own transformation. Again, lots of things are happening right now. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. So when we're in balance, we're bright, we're radiant, and we challenge. When we're out of balance, we may feel like we're more controlling, right? We're doing too much. To bring it to balance, step into the unknown, which is really appropriate. Again, this is all about going forward, the next step, the scary transitions. So definitely feel that.
PJ Flynn, says, Jessica, any recommendations for shamanism?
I mean, nothing that comes to mind here. I guess it kind of depends on what you're looking for. I mean, in terms of myself, I don't know if I've got any notes on that.
No, they're great. They're great. They produce great songs.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah.
No,
I guess.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Jessica.
No, I was just gonna say, like, because I know it does vary from like person to person, region of the world as well. In my personal experience, because it's so connected to like music and the sound healing of it all, I've kind of not dived in myself, but have gone to sound baths or like in the Reiki healing of the sound that way. But also, I think as a human, it always comes back to joy and how you feel, and if you can produce that feeling of love and excitement and blessed be without not necessarily a company or having a third party. Like, I know that I can sing the songs myself and I can find that peace within me. No discredit to any shaman or any of those kind of things, but I've just I've had to work through what works for me. So I don't know if that answered any of your questions, but if you're looking for sound and that kind of, because I know, again, it depends on the region. So I don't know, Flynn. I'm sorry, man.
Well, we probably got to come to the end of the show now. I'm just going to go back on what we've got in a couple of weeks' time. We've got podcaster, blogger, and author, chaplain Jody Dane. And Jody, great person, nice person there. She's going to be talking about the topics, Survival Angels podcast, Spirits versus Angels, and also the Celestial Thread. So that's going to be interesting there as well.
Ooh, very fun.
If you have any, Flynn just says, we'll definitely check and connect. Thank you, Dan. It's great to hear.
Very good, Flynn. Hopefully, like I said, I know it's kind of a, like, because shamans can be like healing, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm like a music gal. That was where I was drawn to immediately. So take it.
I love music there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in there and on the first show back for season 4. There, a bit of teething problems. I think anyway. But thank you, Jessica, there as well.
Of course, it was so good. I'm gonna take a little selfie. Okay, very good. Thank you. I'm like,
there's still a bit of coleslaw still down there.
Oh Jesus.
Shin Shay Shin. That is that. What shot? Oh, thank you, Jenny. There and
Thank
everyone
you,
as well.
Jenny.
Whispers of the Night as well. She hosts that as well, and the team is Emerald Isle Paranormal Researchers as well. There. Flynn says, "Great to have you back there." Cheers, Flynn. There. And I hope you've been keeping great there as well. Peter says, "Go for yourself."
Go for selfie.
I don't know. I'm fine there. PJ, well, PJ as well from Book of Vogue Paranormal there. I know Mary came in with Back in Time. You know, that's from Seekers of the Afterlife as well there. A few more as well there. Thank you, everyone. Go Mile, get started, and we'll be back again on May the 10th, yes, with Jodie Dane, and we'll see you from there and keep in contact.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Goodbye now. See you, Bridget.
Bye.
Bye. Shall I press stop?
Oh, I don't know. You're the guy. Like, I'm just gonna stand there and queen wave.